Hey guys, Ramneek here. I just did a Facebook Live a minute ago and I'm just leaving the coffee shop now, but I realized the sound was terrible and I'm sorry I subjected you guys to that. So I thought I'd make a quicker recap video of that one so I can delete that one in a minute. So refer to this one for it, and I'm going to delete the other one. So sorry, the sound was terrible and I had no idea until I played it back and I realized it was so bad. But the main topic I was talking about in the video was two things, and it has to do with real estate and the real estate industry in general. So again, if I catch you on the live now, feel free to chime in if you have any questions or comments or anything. I'll engage with you live. And if I catch this on a replay, I check my social, all my platforms pretty regularly. So feel free to, even after hours, put in a question or comment and I'll be more than happy to answer it. So the two things I want to talk about and the two main topics of discussion are Zillow and their recent announcement to launch their own brokerages in certain markets, Phoenix being one of them, and then the other side of the coin in terms of iBuyers and iSellers, which is like OfferPad and Opendoor and all these different places that buy your house and sell your house for you and all those different things. So this is going to be a very helpful video, I hope, for other real estate agents and brokers, because I get this question quite a bit, especially in the current market, about what's going to happen to the real estate industry, what's going to happen to my career, what's going to happen to real estate commissions and everything else. So that's one aspect I want to address in this video. The other aspect is to talk a little bit about this Zillow news. And if you Google this stuff, you'll see that Zillow is launching their own brokerage in 2021, and we'll see how it goes. So let me talk about Zillow real quick first. Zillow opening their own brokerage is actually an amazing move for them. Zillow has a very interesting play up ahead, and if they leverage it correctly, they could become a very successful brokerage. Reason being is they reverse engineered themselves into the real estate market in a way. So what does that mean? Usually in real estate, brokers are running around like crazy trying to find ways to get potential buyers and sellers to use their stuff, use their website, use their search, find ways to figure out who the buyer and sellers are in their market so they can market to them and approach them and win their business. That's kind of been the model. Now what Zillow did or is doing, and I assume they know what they're doing, they're a multi-billion-dollar company and all that, so they reverse engineered the entire process. What they focused on first is search. They focused on becoming pretty much the Google of real estate home purchasing and selling. When you Google your address and you're like trying to figure out what your house could be worth, Zillow is inevitably where you end up for the most part. Now, that's been their main focus for the greater part of the last 3 to 4 years. They've been selling those leads to other agents that are willing to pay a premium for certain zip codes, and that's been their model to generate cash during this process. Now, what's going to be interesting is how they capture this asset and leverage it into a brokerage model. Now, one thing they've done they've done the heavy lifting already. They have the attention of the buyer and the seller, the consumer. Now what they'll be able to do, and this is just speculation on my part, but again, being in this industry, you have to understand what's going on and then anticipate things that might happen in the future so you can position yourself to either add value to your clients or pivot altogether, right? So one of the things Zillow is going to be able to do if they decide to do this is say, hey, join us, be an agent, be a Zillow agent, just like Keller Williams, Homesmart, EXP Realty, all these guys, like, be an agent, be a Zillow agent, and we're going to give you this monster of a lead gen platform because we already built it. And that might be super attractive for a lot of agents, right? Because it's going to bring a lot of that stuff in-house, and they're going to have this huge competitive advantage because they've done so well SEO wise and everything else being out there that they're going to be able to flip a switch and create a huge asset for any agent that signs on. So I anticipate recruiting for Zillow isn't going to be that tough. Now, the other part of the coin that I want to talk about, and so again, what does that mean in terms of Zillow doing this? Well, it means it's going to be tough for a lot of agents to, create online presence in the wake of this brokerage launching. Now, one X factor to that, and one thing I'm a huge proponent of, is if you invest in your own brand, your own reputation, and I've been trying to do this for years for myself, and this is the same thing that we're doing for all of the agents in my team. If you create and put money and invest behind your own brand, not just lead generation, not just trying to find a buyer or seller to work with, but your own reputation in the place you live, your community, I promise you, it is the kryptonite to all of this. Now, if you just have to understand how you're heard in your market, in your community, and the more value you bring to your immediate community, and you start building your first 1,000 fans, trust me, all of these changes in the real estate market will have little or nothing to do with you, because people will be coming to you because they trust you, right? And I flipped the switch on my own business years ago. I went from selling real estate and buying real estate for my clients to getting in the trust business, right? I am 100% focused on earning the trust of my clients. That's it. And if I do that, I trust that the business will come to me. I don't have to be the cutting edge, marketer all the time. People will know that I understand the market. People will know I'll understand how to navigate in this market, and they'll trust my process, right? So for the agents out there, my message to you is invest in your brand, and if you invest in your reputation and brand, trust me, anything that's about to happen or is happening, you'll be able to persevere through it. I guarantee you'll be able to persevere through it. So that's my take on the Zillow side of it. Now, on the Opendoor side of it, where Opendoor will buy your house, whitelist it in the open market, Opendoor will do it for you, or OfferPad, or all these things. Now, I wish I could screen share. I can't screen share on my phone. I'm doing this live on my phone, but I encourage you, go to offerpad.com. I just did this in my last video, and I don't think it came out right. So go to offerpad.com, scroll all the way to the bottom. There's going to be a link that says pricing. Now go to pricing, and it's going to break down the OfferPad approach next to a traditional approach. And right then and there is the first step in understanding and demystifying which one is a better offer, or which way is the better way to go. Now, don't get me wrong, OfferPad, Opendoor, all these approaches are very good, in my opinion, for a very specific type of client. Now, that client needs to sell their place super, super, super fast, and they need to do it quickly, and they don't have time, right? So in that scenario, and even in that scenario, it's debatable in this market right now because inventories are super low, but in that scenario, I could see it where time is of value, not the top price, right? When what you're netting out of the asset itself is not necessarily the first priority, but the timeliness of it being done. I could see how a lot of people went for that option. But when you actually break down the OfferPad, Zillow, or Opendoor fee structure, you'll realize it's very similar, if not exactly the same, when you compare apples to apples to a traditional approach. Now, real estate commissions vary across the United States. In general, I would say they are between 4 to 6%, depending on your market, and it's negotiable again. But that 6%, let's say, which the OfferPad website is assuming, is divvied up between the buyer's agent and the seller's agent, right? So the seller actually pays the commission, the buyer doesn't. So that is the breakdown assumption that they use on OfferPad. And when you see the service fee, which is the exact same line item for OfferPad, because again, they're not an agent, right? They just have a service fee. You'll remarkably see that the service fee is higher than 6%. And then if you put your cursor over their service fee logo thing, it'll tell you fees vary between 6 to 12% depending on the situation. Now, right then and there, it tells all of you agents out there that are worried about OfferPad taking your business, it doesn't. it doesn't take your business at all unless you don't understand what they're actually offering, right? So what they're offering you is speed, but they're not even really cutting the costs yet, right? In any way that is beneficial to the buyer or the seller right now. However, one thing to remember is the service fee is one item, but there's other items. I encourage you to go through each and every one of them. And now, if I'm a real estate professional in your circle and you have enough trust in my content, in my videos, if you've talked to other people that have done business with me and you feel like you trust me enough, I would love to break this down for you and talk to you through a traditional approach versus an offer pad approach if you're in the market to sell. But if I'm not the one in your circle that you trust enough to work with, but there's someone else, I encourage you to sit down and have them break this down for you, because it's very important for a buyer or a seller to understand exactly what their options are before they, engage in any real estate transaction. So, long story short, if you break down the fees, guys, it's no different than the traditional approach, really, between me and you and anyone else who sees this video. It all depends on the particular person and that particular person's situation and scenario. Now, and in many cases, your bottom line is not going to be necessarily better going through these places. You're going to pay a premium to get the house sold quickly, right? Or quicker. And there's always a cost. There's always a trade-off. If you want something sold super fast, anyone can do that for you. I could do that for you. We just have to price it so aggressive that it'll sell within days, right? In this market, things are selling within hours. So I don't think that's necessarily something that we have to worry about. What we have to worry about is not really understanding our own industry, not taking on new ways and new players head on and understanding what exactly they're offering. So, and this goes with any industry, but it really goes with the real estate industry. I'm in a lot of different forums. I see what real estate agents are worried about. I see what they're talking about. And guys, the one thing I can encourage all real estate agents to do is demystify the competition. And the second you do that, that's number one. The second thing you can do is invest in your own reputation and brand. If you do these two things, you're going to be able to weather any storm. Right now, a lot of people would say the real estate business is very easy because things are selling quickly. When the real estate market turns and people are looking for professionals and people they trust, and there isn't a plethora of business out there, then they're going to go to the people that they trust. So you're going to really, really benefit from putting money, time, and effort behind your own reputation and your own brand. That's the best advice I can give. New agents, old agents, doesn't matter, straight across the board. So, and also for buyers and sellers, I hope this kind of helps start bringing some clarity into what's happening in the real estate market. There's a lot of options out there for you, but I do encourage you to approach someone you trust to break down whatever scenarios you're thinking about, and if they do the right job, if they do the right thing, they'll break down where they can add value and where they cannot add value. And you need an agent, you need an advisor that can do and serve you in the way to give you the honest approach and the honest situation. And by doing that, showing that honesty and integrity, you're going to win business over the bottom line a lot of times. So again, trust your instincts, trust the process, trust your own brand and reputation, guys. And if you're a buyer or seller, definitely break down these scenarios before making any rash decision, because we're being marketed to left and right in this industry. And when there's so many real estate agents in your circle, you're constantly being approached and bombarded with different perspectives and different people you should approach and work with. So I get it. It's a lot of, there's a lot going on, and it's very difficult to find the right person to work with. I'm always trying to win over business and trust. So if I'm someone that even can give you a second opinion, even if you don't think you're going to work with me, I don't mind doing it. Again, I'm in this for the long run. I've been in this for the long run for a long time. I've been in the industry for 15 plus years. I'm also an investment advisor, so I know the money side of it as well as the financing side of it. So definitely reach out to someone you trust, and they'll be able to help you navigate this market. And agents, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the changes. Invest in yourself. So I got one comment here. Hey Al, how you doing? Great conversation. Thanks for sharing. No, thank you. Thanks for chiming in, and thanks for sharing this video, and thank you for just watching. Honestly, that's my oxygen, is just you guys being able to see this, engaging with you, and when there are questions, I get super excited because it makes me better, right? If I'm wrong for some reason, I need to know where I'm wrong so I can perfect what I'm doing, refine what I'm doing, and move forward, right? And if I'm right, I need to understand through feedback what I could do better the next time, because being right is not enough. Just because you're right doesn't mean you're going to get the business, right? Otherwise, everyone would get a lot of people would get business that they should get just for being right? So there's a lot of things that go into this industry, but hey, again, if you catch this as a replay, drop any questions you have. I do not mind answering them later. And yeah, I hope this serves you well. I'm going to delete the other video I made. I'm so sorry about the sound, guys. I thought it was a much clearer video than it was. But I'll be a little more mindful of that. I'll find a way to test that next time, and I'll kind of go from there. So thanks, guys. Hope you have a good day. Have a good week too.